This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Okay, all right. So we've got Hidetsugu. He's very strong. Pretty hard not to take him. I mean, even if you don't end up playing red, he's good. And just splashing red for his ability is really easy in this format. This pack does have some other strong cards. Touch the Spirit Realms, great removal. The Channel Upside comes up a little more often than I expected. And so Kenzen Smelter is great in like blue-red and especially black-red. Tanuki, Kami, Okiba. All three of those are pretty good commons. So is Spirited Companion. This is a strong pack. I mean, the pack has many things that you'd feel okay about first picking. All three of these uncommon. The rare in these two uncommons. Tanuki, Reckoner Raid, Companion, even Specialist, I think. But Hidetsugu's the best of the bunch. So, man, we've seen this card so much. We played it once this weekend. But this is like the fourth draft in a row or something where we've seen it, which is crazy. So, Containment Construct, much easier to build around than it seemed like it would be. You don't not only have Channel, but you have stuff like the Modern Age. The Terminal that we just had in our last draft goes really well with it, too. Yeah, I mean, this is a good rare. Not so good that I really want to take a multicolored card, though. I think we're kind of looking at, like, Virus Beetle or the Modern Age. Construct kind of worth a look. But, yeah, it's not amazing. This has been a nice overperformer, but I do think the Modern Age is better than it is. And we could stay black, but I think the Modern Age is good enough. I mean, so is Spirited Companion, I guess. They're both quite good. Which do I like more? Probably the Modern Age. Okay, another Beetle. Back-to-back Beetles might have been sweet. We do have a Bronze Plate Boar, though. I love that card. Very strong. I mean, it's got decent stats early. Turns anything into a threat late. I think it's what we take here. We've got Oath and Virus Beetle again. But yeah, I think we take the Boar. I mean, we're just taking what I think is the best card in these packs at this point. Okay. So, Heiko Yamazaki's very strong if you get some artifacts in. It's pretty easy to do that in the format. Some decent black stuff, but nothing special. I think Heiko's the best card here. Geothermal Kami's pretty good, but we'll take Heiko. Okay, so we have a Invigorating Hot Springs. We took two of those in our last draft and ended up not playing them, which was sad. I kind of think I'm going to take this one. It's very strong. Oath is good too, but Hot Springs is very nice. The Boar is really not meh. I don't understand how anyone's come away with that conclusion in this format. Probably Simian Sling. Yeah, Simian Sling. I mean, it's better than Ember Keeper or Scrounger or, you know, this is one of the few sagas that's very shrug-worthy. All right, looks like we can get a Virus Beetle here if we want it. Also got a Gain Land, and we're all over the place to some extent. But it's probably just a Beetle. You know, Preserver's nice. Yeah, probably just take a Beetle now, finally. Finally grab one of them Beetles. Maybe they'll wheel more? Who knows? So Terrarium's nice. Ambusher's nice. Go well with our Rat Sleeves. I guess I like the Ambusher a little more here. I mean, yeah, you can definitely end up like multicolor wacky decks in the format, but okay, so these are two very good commons. Kami of Terrible Secrets and Imperial Oath. Right now we have 4 artifacts, 2 enchantments. I mean, probably just the Kami. Feels like we may not get to play our Hot Springs again. Feels like we might just be a black-red deck. I mean, we might have the fixing to do it, but I would definitely play 4 Beetles too. I just don't want to spend the pick, as high of a pick on them, as I would have. So it's probably just the Ronin. It's definitely not great, but like it's fine. It's certainly playable. None of these are all pretty bad overall. I mean, they're all, well, I don't know if this is playable at all. The other three are playable. They're just not very good. We'll just cut the red card. Okay. These are both like fine. I guess we'll take the debt. I mean, it's definitely not great, but so we took We did take the one blue card. Which, yeah, the way the draft went, I would have liked that to be a Virus Beetle. But that's not how it went. All right, I mean, I'm pretty happy to pick up a random Ember Keeper. Oh, man. Why you gotta do this to me? Why did this first pack have to go the way it did? So, you know, sometimes I think sort of throwing away what you've done in your first pack is worth it, but you've got to have some stuff that you picked up in the pack that you can play. So I don't think we can take it. And yeah, like people in chat are saying, I think it's Life of Toshiro Umezawa. This has some strong stuff in it for a lot of people. Kappa Tech Wrecker is really good. This Shrine's good. This is a nice removal spell. Greater Tanuki's good. Pack one, pick one, I'd take Tamiyo, but that's not where we are. So we're just going to take the Life. If I was either in green or blue, as one of the colors we've drafted a significant number of cards in, I would take Tamiyo, but we're not. And it's sad. Very sad. Okay, I like Gravelighter. Seismic Wave is good, and I guess we don't have like a ton of removal. I mean, we have the debt to the Kami right now. But I think Gravelighter is just better. Yeah. There's Norika Yamazaki. We do have a Gain land. An Ogre's not bad. Scrounger's okay. Terrarium's fine. Oh, Containment Construct. Yeah, we have an Aki Ronin, and we're likely to get more things. I think we do want Containment Construct. Yeah, we already have some cards it's good with, and now we can value the other ones a little bit more. Another Containment Construct. My god. That is tempting. We've also got two pretty good black uncommons. These are both nice cards. If I had more ways to abuse the Containment Construct, like right this second, I think it's what I would take. But with only one right now, I think we grab the Long Reach of Night here. Gauntlet's good, but I think Long Reach is a little better. Okay, I love me some Ironhoof Boar. You know, it's powerful if you play it late, and early it's a pretty nice combat trick, so I'm happy to pick one up here. Kami of Terrible Secrets, how good are you still looking good in our deck? Pretty good. I think we probably just grab another here. We could take Uncharted Haven, but I don't think we're splashing Hot Springs at this point. We'll just take another Kami. Okay. Looks like we're going to get us a Leech Gauntlet. Oh, never mind. This pack has so many good red cards in it. Yeah, I'd rather have Kumano Face's Kakazan and maybe the Synthesizer over the Gauntlet. We're taking Kumano Face's Kakazan. We have the red Invoke spell. Unfortunately, it's kind of the worst of the bunch. And limited. And constructed. I'm sure it can do some nonsense. We'll just grab another Ironhoof Boar. So right now we're definitely like an artifact deck, but we don't really have the sacrifice thing going on. And I don't think that's like a big deal. But Explosive Entry or Torment? Probably Entry. Probably a Brute Suit here. Probably an Unstoppable Ogre there. Probably a Kunai. It's really good with Heiko, and we don't have much removal anyway, so. A few more enchantments would be good for our double Kamis. We'd probably want to get like 2 to 3 more enchantments into the deck to feel good about it. We'll take another debt to the Kami. Hope we don't play it. It may just be a straight-up red-black deck. That doesn't happen a ton in this format, where you're not splashing something, at least. But, yeah. Yeah, more artifact payoffs would be good, synergy-wise. We don't have much of them right now. We're mostly... Well, this is interesting. So, Invoke Despair is really strong. It's tricky with quad black. We'd need to find some fixing to make it work. We also have 2 pretty good but not amazing removal spells in Lethal Exploit and Kami's Flare. I'm kind of tempted to just take the spicier card here. We would need, you know, you need like 11 swamps or something to really make it work. And we may or may not be able to swing that. But I think we're going to take it anyway. Let's do it. What? The bombs we've opened that have been off color have been painful. At least this one isn't off color. It's just not easy to cast. Freaking Kairi, man. we can't, you know, it's too late in the draft to switch things up, obviously. Trashbot seems like it might be good in our deck. Ronin goes well with our construct. Synthesizer might just be better than all of them, though. It probably is. Yeah. We'll take a synthesizer. Yeah, it's an enchantment and a good card. Guidebot's not bad either. I guess we go with the chef here. With the 2 commies in our deck, I think it's definitely worth grabbing the good enchantment creature. Okay, so this is interesting. Replication Specialist is something we could splash. If we had fixing. We don't currently. But if we get the fixing, we could splash it. And, I mean, the other options are like Anaki Ronin and some mediocre stuff. It's all okay, but I think we want the Specialist. And see if we can... Oh, nice. So here we get a Smelter. Virus Beetle's good, but Smelter's better. You know, being able to turn our stuff into 3/1s is nice. I wouldn't hate another Kami either, but we needed this kind of artifact payoff. It is tempting to take the Backwater, but I think the Smelter is good enough that we take it instead. Okay, so we could just take like this sort of aggressive artifact payoff 2-drop. We could take the Terrarium if we're interested in fixing. I mean, if we're playing Invoke Despair, we can't really splash. But the Terrarium is an artifact, and it would help us get our quad black, I guess. It's probably just the Song Shaper, though. Yeah. Okay. So another Kamano faces Kakazan. I think we'd rather have that than these other things. It's just really good. Feels like we're leaning more into aggro all of a sudden. Yeah, another Song Shaper pushes us in that direction for sure. May not be an Invoke Despair deck in the end. So we could take a Terrarium or an Unforgiving one. I think we'll take the Terrarium. See what happens there. We could choose to... Like, splashing this is easier than playing this almost. It's crazy, but that's how it is. Take an Aki Ronin there. Take an Undercity Scrounger here. That is fixing. We did pass a few of those. Probably take another Ronin. The one thing this deck doesn't have as much of... that I would like, probably, is removal, but... I think we're doing okay. You know, we have Hidetsugu's removal, right? Yeah, so... With the fixing we ended up picking up here late, we're either playing... We're playing one of these, and it sort of feels like Specialist is the easier thing to splash. We did end up with 1,000,000 enchantments. I think the Kami's still worth it, but we'll see. I think we ended up with like 5 or 6 enchantments in the end. 6. And that's if we don't cut any of them. So. Good news is a bunch of them are early. So that, you know, almost all of them are early. So. The Specialist probably is just better too. You're probably right about that. Got some trimming to do here. I kind of think we're just going to cut the splash entirely. It would be nice to have, for sure. I don't know, maybe... We have 15 artifacts. God, that makes it hard to want to lose the Specialist. I feel like... yeah. So, the only Containment Construct combo we have... Yeah, don't worry, we're going to go to one island. The only Containment Construct combo that we have is Ronins, which is good, but not great. You know, it's not entirely passive. And so I think maybe we just lose the Ronins. I mean, we have plenty of 2-drops without the help of the Ronins. So, I think we at least cut 2 of them. And yeah, we go to one island. So the only awkward thing, I mean, I guess it's not going to happen that often because we don't have... yeah, it's not going to happen where we can play this and then also play something else and copy it. I mean, it might happen, but chances are good we won't be able to do both because we don't have that much blue mana, but yeah. Yeah, so Explosive Entry probably gets cut. I mean, we're low on removal, but we have some, and Entry's narrow enough that I think we feel all right about cutting it. So we could just cut the Ronin and the Construct here. I don't think that's terrible. I mean, what you really want to take advantage of the Construct the most are things that let you, like a bunch of channel. Like the Ronin is a good complementary piece, but I don't feel like it powers the Construct on its own very well. So we have a lot of artifacts, 14. Maybe I go down a Kami of Terrible Secrets with only 6 enchantments, but yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I don't love the Ambusher. Yeah, we could definitely be aggressive. I think we're probably losing the Ambusher. Yeah, Brute Suit's not great. I don't think we want to lose Boars. I mean, they're just so nice. So Aki Emberkeeper's really not great in this deck. I mean, we're not doing that much with it. I mean, we've got Kamano Faces Kakazan, the Terrarium. That's pretty much it. It is an enchantment, and I feel like if I cut an enchantment, I probably also need to cut one Kami. But yeah, it's just not that good. I think Emberkeeper and Kami, not a bad place to go. Our curve isn't as high as it looks because of the Boars. I think maybe we could get away with 16 lands. The problem is with the splash, our mana might be a little obnoxious, like as in not good. So maybe I just cut Brute Suit and call it a day here. Yeah, that seems fine. We're still loaded up with creatures, lots of good 1-drops. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this looks good. You know, even there are more aggressive decks in this format, which I think this one mostly is. Most of them have to have some sort of late game plan or you're in trouble. And having like Replication Specialist and Heiko to generate a bunch of value late seems pretty good to me overall. We can definitely just win the early game, but you've got to have late game because games go long more often than they don't. So, no Anvil is sad, but oh my god. It's not a great hand. I mean, we do kind of have to keep it. We've got 4 lands and a bunch of things. You know, both our colors. It's definitely not a good hand, but especially because we're not going to be taking advantage of Unstoppable Ogre's ETB ability at all. But, you know, it can attack well against that if nothing else. Uh-oh. We've run 17 lands both times today, and yesterday it didn't feel... I mean, in our first draft, it didn't feel so good, and in this draft, it's not feeling great either. It's very early, though. I mean, it's just variance. Oh, man. Look at that. It's ready to rumble. Just trying to pull. Alright, so we do attack here, because we can use this to punch through the Goshintai, and if they just take 4, we're okay with that too. So, yeah, alright. Don't hate this. Definitely don't use them both. It would be kind of funny to use them both, but we're not going to. We're just gonna hold on to the other one because we may need to cast it. That's annoying. Alright. Please don't give me another land. Yeah, that's really bad news, too. Okay. We're not in good shape here, though. We're gonna need to start drawing nothing but gas, basically. The way... I mean, our opening hand was bad, and then we drew bad. I mean, we didn't draw well, either, so... So I think we just take the 4. Yeah, that's bad news. Even though our deck has a late game, my guess is that we probably need to be, like... I guess we'll kill the Fang here. We probably need to be curving out early to be happy, you know? Alright, so let's play Iron Hoof Boar here. The old-fashioned way. Let me go ahead and rumble with it. Probably trade my Ogre for the Trainee. I mean, I think we have a late game that could match them, but we would have needed to get them... Well, maybe not match them, but it would have done enough for us to damage them some more, I guess, is what I'm saying. Yeah, we'll trade here. Oh, no. Okay. We've been faded. Oh, good. He's here, too. Oh, man. Seems like I've been punished lately for running 17 lands, like I said. It's just a coincidence, though. So, yeah, we just need to take this. We're going to need curve outs early and then, like, you know, chip in for some other damage late. Yeah. Imperial Oath. So nice. Oh, yeah, well, discard your 1 card. How does that make you feel? I bet it makes you feel real bad. And we scoop. I mean, I think you're right, Fiery, but we have, in this deck, we have Hidetsugu, and we're splashing a Replicator, so we have those win conditions, but one of them's rare and one of them's a splash. I guess we need to mulligan more aggressively. I mean, yeah, that was a horrible combination of opening the pack, the cards we did. I mean, not opening, but having the cards we did in our opening hand, and then drawing really poorly too on top of it. This is solid, obviously. Probably lead with Song Shaper. Yeah, we'll lead with the Song Shaper. Maybe about to die. Yeah, that's not good. So yeah, let's play our Virus Beetle. Attack them with Song Shaper. It's an aggressive trade. That boar is definitely better than my beetle is. Oh, that explains it. I can't really do anything about it. Why? My luck is so poor today. There's just so many cards we could draw that would have done a thing, and we didn't draw them. So now they're going to attack us with this and get back the boar. I can use my boar to at least trade with Heiko, but that's not good. I mean, we get 2 for 1, and we start way far behind, and we can't cast a Replication Specialist. So that's not where we want to be. Plus, if we try to use the trick, we just get destroyed. Attacking would have been better, because then, yeah, I have to hope for a block. They weren't going to block, but that would have been better, because I'm also not blocking. Well, maybe I am. Maybe our only hope is an ugly block here, where I try to use Ironhoof Boar to kill Heiko. It probably is. Because things are going to get really out of hand. They probably blow us out here. Yes, they do. Great. I think that was really our only hope, because things are going to snowball out of control here. Because now they get this back. Okay, so we got to play Life of Toshiro here. We're going to gain 2 life. We have just, like, there's so many real cards in our deck. But we're not getting them at the right time, basically. Oh my god. Just a Kenzen Smelter. Like, the funny thing is we have all of these cards in our deck. Like, all 3 of these and that are in our deck. We don't have Flame Discharge. But we have everything else. Hey, there's our Bronze Plate Boar. We gotta gain 2. Play our Bronze Plate Boar. No, Specialist is bad here. It's very true. No doubt about that. They do just have a better version of our deck, to their credit, but we've just been so defenseless against this nonsense. Okay. We're just going to take 6. Because if we block, then they can use Heiko to get things back later. I mean, it's all a mess. Yeah, we just gonna scoop. I mean, we can't... we can't compete. Cannot compete. So the slump has begun. I think it's official. I haven't slumped in this format yet, but we went 1-3 in our second draft yesterday, 2-3 in our first draft today, and we're off to an 0-2 start here. So... yeah, it's almost like we don't have a million 1 and 2 drops in this deck. It almost feels like we have none of those things, right? I guess in that last game we at least had 2s. We need like our turn 1 Kumano faces Kakazan is what we need. And we have 2 of them, so let's make it happen. Turn 1 Kumano faces Kakazan, turn 2 any 2 drop is pretty spicy. Pretty spicy. Didn't get it. Not a great hand, but it's another one where you kind of, I mean, I could mulligan more aggressively to try to find 1s and 2s, but I don't think that's the right thing to do here. Like at all. So like this hand has things we can do for sure. Virus Beetle plus Gravelighter is such a sweet combination. If we could top deck a Virus Beetle here, I'd appreciate it. Well, there's our Heiko Yamazaki. So, Gravelighter can be pretty awkward. Certainly is here. We just cannot draw permanents that we can actually play. Like, that sums things up. We do have Heiko plus Kunai, which can be sweet. Okay, well... think I probably just want to play Gravelighter here, and I guess would I rather sack my Simian Sling? And hold on to our Gravelighter? Yeah, probably, especially because we have Heiko. Yeah, Heiko this turn isn't a bad idea. But I don't have an easy way to kill the Kieran if I go that route. Whereas if I play Sling and Gravelighter here, I do right away before anything happens. I guess I can just play Gravelighter and then play the Sling, and that's probably better. Yeah. Okay. Heiko, equip Kunai. I guess I attack them first. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, so play Heiko. Equip the Kunai to the Sling. If I draw a 6 land, I can just slam the boar, which is sweet. If I don't... Okay. So Heiko attacks alone. I don't have an artifact in my graveyard yet, though, which is a bummer. And then I can use the boar. I think we probably go ahead and throw the Kunai at the Exemplar. They're going to crew... not that. They're going to crew... Yeah, they're going to crew their Dragonfly suit, but I can use the boar to trample over the suit and then get back our Kunai. So that's pretty good, I think. Equip Sling on Heiko's a thing, but we don't... Maybe that is just better. Yeah, that's probably better. That is probably better. Get back the Kunai. Maybe playing Songshaper was better. Yeah, it probably was. Trying to set up the sack every turn is fun, but it might not have been the best move. I just want to draw a land here and slam. Yeah, we get to slam our boar. Attack them for 9. It's going to be hard for them to make a comeback here. Not impossible. They do... What do they get rid of? The boar? Or Heiko? The boar. This is pretty awkward, like with the Kunai. Like, I could sack the Kunai. I could reconfigure, sack the Kunai to do 3 to them and attack them for 3 and then get back the Kunai. I guess that's pretty good, given where their life is. Yeah. I can't swing first because I have to tap the creature to sack the kunai. So, that would be why. Yeah, I think we play Kunai and Songshaper here because it makes it easier for us to find lethal. I mean, you know, all we have to do is throw the Kunai at them, but if they gain life or something. Alright, another 0-3 was averted at least. Our opponent was the 58th ranked Mythic player. Makes me think I need to take a longer look at Dragonfly Suit. I haven't been impressed with that card at all. My decks with Hidetsugu have actually not fared very well. It's kind of funny. I mean, and it's not his fault. I haven't drawn him at all. So, yeah. Right, nice hand. Turn 2 Beetle, turn 3 Boar. Turn 4 Kami's not nearly as nice, but maybe we'll get an enchantment. Yeah, all we need is an opponent to only draw 3 cards. You're not wrong. I actually think we play Kamano faces Kakazan now. It'll set up our Kami. Yeah. It's always a little sad to play that on turn 2. but it's still pretty good on an empty board especially, so. Alright. So now we play a 4-3 bronze plate board. That seems pretty good. And the next turn we play Kami. Hopefully they don't kill our board. They definitely could. I think we just let this hit us. Suit up's a problem. I mean, the worst thing they can do is ninjutsu for the most part. I think we just take the 2. They could have the kill spell ninjutsu guy, which would be annoying, but they do have to discard a card at least. Yeah, just the lifelinker one doesn't bother me too much. Because now we get a 2-2. And then we play our Kami to gain a life and draw a card. And attack them for 6. Alright, here we are going to block the ninja. I don't think always block the ninja is a great plan. Like in the situation we just had, not blocking it was probably better. But, you know, the ninja decks always have ways to punish you, unfortunately. Okay, so... I could suit up. I need to stop saying that, like I said. I could reconfigure onto the etching and attack them. But it seems like playing the long reach of Knight is very good here. So let's do that and see what they do here. They could sack their creature now and then not play anything next turn if they really wanted to. I'm okay with attacking with the etching and giving it up here. Yeah. That is a bit of a non-bow because that creature gets exiled, but I can live with it. So they probably don't play anything here. So they don't have to sack a creature. Or, I mean, they might play something that's not a creature. Okay, they do play a creature. They must be willing to discard. They are. Let's play this Virus Beetle. Make them discard again. Do they have Suit Up? That is the question. Sort of feels like we just have to risk it. Okay, that works for me. Then we'll play Dockside Chef. Then we'll equip the Beetle. End our turn. Deck feels much better the last two games. Like, even if we lose this one, we felt so helpless in those first two games. Okay, so, I mean, we definitely block the hacker here with our Beetle. It's going to make our Honden better. Okay. That is a thing. It's interesting they decided not to make this a shrine. Because, the Honden of Knights... I guess it's the spirit that lives in the Honden or whatever, but... So... We're kind of okay with the trade, like attacking with Bronze Plate Boar here. Yeah, I think we want to. And then we play Hidetsugu in our second main phase. Yeah. Now that we have Hidetsugu, I think we're definitely interested in just rumbling here. Play Hidetsugu. Put the kunai on, I guess, Dockside Chef's going to be the least useful attacker next turn. I probably just attack all now that I drew the boar. Yeah. This is definitely a situation where just attacking with Hidetsugu is more valuable than trying to use his ability, because if we whiff on the ability, it's bad. I mean, yeah. I mean, they probably just don't block here, is the thing. So I probably want to kill the Disruptor with the kunai, but I think we attack with Hidetsugu and the Animus. Oh, you know, if I had killed the Disruptor first, I would do more damage here. I guess we'll just do it now. Yeah. So that's 6. And we'll end our turn. We know they have that in their hand. Let's see what they drew. Alright. Followed up our 0-2 start with 2 wins. See if we can keep it up. Ugh. Not a great hand, especially on the draw. This thing keeps showing up every game. Don't know why it's doing that to us. What is the bomb in this deck? Hidetsugu, I guess. Worth noting, not every deck has a bomb. And that question seems to make the assumption that it does. So. I think we have to mulligan. We're on the draw, so we don't lose as many cards, and their chances of getting like a better hand are pretty good. Much better. We even have the early Virus Beetle Gravelighter thing. I think we put Song Shaper back. Turn 1, Iron Apprentice. Hey, we even got a 1-drop. Of course, it's not one that really does anything, but it is a 1-drop. So the turn 1 Iron Apprentice is annoying for our Gravelighter situation. I guess if it's their only creature still, it wouldn't be that annoying, but... Man, our Replication Specialist loves us, and our blue mana does not. I guess we did play it. It helped us win. Was that in this deck? It might have been a different deck. It's all blurring together. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if they play another creature here, Gravelighter's not great. If they don't play another creature, Gravelighter seems pretty good. Nice. So, Kamano faces Kakazan. Definitely tempting here. But so is swinging in for 1 and making sure they don't have a board. Thank you for the follow, Retru, MJC, Asmondai, and Ridicule. What's going on here? I think we hope we draw a 4th land next turn so that we can do more with our mana, basically. But yeah, I think we play Gravelighter here. That makes them lose their Apprentice, so they have no board, and we have a Gravelighter. It's not the most exciting thing, but it works out pretty well. Okay, so our opponent's having mana problems. I think we keep our foot on the gas and just play Bronze Plate Boar, rather than, like, play Kamano faces Kakazan here. We're not having great mana either, but we have both our colors, and our opponent does not seem to. There's their other color. That's a pretty spicy draw here. Yeah. So we'll play Unstoppable Ogre. Make you unable to block. Attack you for 5. Well, you're kind of doing the same thing to us, except you can only attack us for 1. So it's not quite as impressive. So I think we probably play Heiko rather than Kamano again. I mean, there's a chance we don't get anything out of Chapter 2, but it seems kind of worth it to me. So, how do we attack here? I guess just with Gravelighter. You're a warrior, so you will actually trigger Heiko's ability. It may or may not actually come up, but... I kind of think swinging with both is fine. If they block, yeah. Yeah, we'll swing with both. Could have a trick here, but yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings too much. I don't love it, but it doesn't bother me either. Play Heiko. We have another removal? Yeah. They're out of gas, though. I like that part. And our ogre is unstoppable. A continuation of the last video. What do you mean? Another mana would have been nice here, but, you know, what are you going to do? So, we're in kind of an awkward spot here. I guess we just swing with both and then play both Kumano faces Kakazans. I think that's the best play. I can't take this because I have Ninja's Kunai. I don't know what video are you talking about? The one that went up. Oh, the one that went up today on YouTube is what you mean. That one's from last weekend, so no. This deck does have Hidetsugu though, like that one, and some similar cards for sure, like Heiko. I'm sure was in that deck. Man, they're trying to decide whether they want to take this or what. I really need to draw either an island or a creature to take advantage of Chapter 2 on these, which is going to be awkward. But if I get the clock started on them, it also means more damage for them for later. You know, equip the Kunai, kill the Koi, attack with Trampler. Not a bad line, but wow. I didn't think that was going to happen. I don't think our opponent has any hope of winning now. I don't know what they're hoping for here. But yeah, I think your line was the better one. Especially because our opponent was very likely to block. But they just didn't. They decided, I don't think they looked at the Kunai. All right. So we're at 3 and 2 now with this one, so we're at least gonna not. We can't lose more than we win with this deck, so that's good. That mulligan definitely ended up working out in that game. I wonder how many times I'm gonna have Replication Specialist in my hand. Soul Ring. This is weird for Arena. I don't think I've ever had quite this thing happen where it's just sitting here like this. I have some cards I could add, but I think the Replication Specialist splash is perfectly fine. We have plenty of fixing for it. It's just been... We've just not drawn it the way one wants to. We've had it like in our opening hand. Or like the first time... one of our first draws has been replicated. I mean, the chances of that happening aren't actually that high. It's just happened several times. Yeah, I guess I just sit here, because I definitely don't want to concede. Maybe our opponent's gone. That'd be a impressive way to get our 4th win. Time out our opponent. Okay, there they are. All right, pretty good hand. We do have the awkward turn 1 Kumano with no 2-drop. But I still think it's a keeper. Draw a 2-drop. Ha ha ha! We did it. Yeah, turn 1 Kumano faces Kakazan for sure. Turn 2 Beetle as a 2/2 is pretty nice. Make them discard a thing. Befriending the Moths. That card can be scary. Man, we're having some luck go in our favor now in terms of our opponents just like struggling to do things. So, I think I'd probably just play the Scrounger here. We could play the Synthesizer, and we probably will next turn. Yeah. We're not heartbroken about any of these things getting exiled, so... Probably go after the Etching. Yeah. Hey, we're actually going to have mana for our Replication Specialist? What? Oh, we don't want to do that yet. We'll play Synthesizer. Nice. Okay, so I was going to play the Terrarium, but I think we just keep our foot on the gas pedal here. Play the Smelter. Play a land. Autopay. That was just like the best draw ever, so we sack the Synthesizer. We had to play our land, unfortunately, but I still think just going for the damage there was the right way to go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're... think the pendulum of luck has shifted a little bit here. Right. Gonna have a winning record with this one. I don't think we can say we're in a slump. Good old Lolth. She's such a messed up planeswalker. No black mana, but this is definitely a keeper because we have turn 1 Kamano, turn 2 Sling, and, you know, we've got a decent chance at finding our black. Now we really want to find our black. Player Kumano faces Kakazan here. We could play the Synthesizer just to try to find a land, but we definitely want to play... Now we can do both. I think we probably... Well, I guess if we hit a non-mountain, that'll be awkward. So... Yeah, we just play our Sling here. I've never really seen this card go off. It may be... I mean, it definitely has the capacity to. But I just haven't seen it happen. Haven't really seen that one go off either. So, I think we attack here. Yeah. With both. Threaten to use the boar. If they just take it, we play the Synthesizer. Those are famous last words. Yeah, they're not just going to take it, though, which doesn't surprise me too much. Yeah, so we're going to bore this. Play our island. Will we draw a swamp? It'd be nice to just do it without our Synthesizer, but at least we have the Synthesizer, I guess we could say. Okay, they're gonna rumble. Aha. So I guess we play Hidetsugu. I mean, the Life of Toshiro is tempting, but they have to kill Hidetsugu, basically. So, so we'll just play Hidetsugu and in the turn and say, can you kill that? Looks like they probably can. Okay, well, it doesn't turn off his ability, so that's not that bad, I don't think. They could have a trick here. I think we go for the block, though. Okay. Can't block. He can attack, but it does feel like his ability is likely to give me enough value that I want to use it here. He can sack himself at some point, which is nice. Yeah, maybe we just play the synthesizer first. It really depends on what Hidetsugu's ability does here. If we hit a land, it's not that great. I think it may just be better to attack. Let's play our synthesizer here. Man, we were going to hit a Heiko. Now we can't even play it. That hurts. That hurts my soul. However, I'll get over it. Drop him to 7. He can attack us for some damn... Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. If they go all aggro, anyway. Why would you attack with both? Yeah, I don't think you can. That just goes back to their hand, too, which is hilarious. 5th land. So I'd probably just give +2/+2 to Hidetsugu, swing out, and plan on using the boar. Pretty much. It's pretty funny Hidetsugu is just going to attack here. 8, 5s. Yeah, that's lethal. Hidetsugu's just an attacker. That's what he does. He doesn't have any abilities. It's funny that I just never get to do Hidetsugu things. I mean, you know, again, him being a 4-mana 3/3, 4-mana 4/4 was good there. But yeah. So we've won 5 in a row after 2 pretty miserable losses to start off with, so that's good. We've now broken even on this deck. A little more than broken even. Can we keep it up? You know, the reason we haven't really gotten to use Hidetsugu in these games is because there hasn't been a board stall, you know, and that's basically it. Well, that's a mulligan. Much better. Especially if they play an X1. If they don't play one, this hand might get a little awkward, but it's okay. Certainly better than the other one was. Probably get rid of the boar. We're just not going to be attacking early in this game, and then it costs a bunch of mana, so I think... we put it on the bottom. As nice as that card tends to be. Play an X1. Play an X1. Question is whether I still want to play it. I mean, it does set us up to have a creature in the near future. Gives us value. I kind of think we have to, given our situation right now. Yeah, we're just going to do it. You know, if they have an X1 here, they can't play it. And that's some value. Ugh. That is not what I wanted to see. Alright. Yeah. You have 4 mana and I have 2. I don't like our chances. Alright. We have to hope we draw that 3rd land, I think. If we draw a 3rd land, we got a bit of a shot here. Like, playing this as a 5-2 is pretty spicy. The Edict's not especially good right now. Yeah, the life gain's definitely not nothing. It's just, like, the least impressive of the triggers, generally. I mean, sometimes you need it, but usually when you're at 20 life isn't when that's what you want to choose, but I'm glad we did it, because right now we'd be getting overpowered by this 4-5. I mean, we still are, but we at least have some board presence, you know? Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think Unstoppable Ogre as a 5-2, make this unable to block and attack with Toshiro seems pretty good. I can trade with this. It can't block this turn. Yeah, I mean, there's any number of ways they could have to interact here that would be a problem, but I think that's the best play. I mean, it makes the Ogre into a pretty real thing you have to deal with. Yeah, so we block for sure here. If they use a trick, that's fine. Doesn't look like they will. That's gross. It's not insurmountable, though. But, I mean, I'm about to get a 2-2. I can play a 1-4. Or a 3-3. All of which are fairly reasonable. But, obviously, that puts them in a much better position than they were in a minute ago. Let's play Heiko here. We can get our Ogre back, potentially, so that's nice. Yeah, it gets an animation because of the indestructible land, I guess, so it does a weird thing. That animation does. Gross. Gravelighter, not great here. Friending the Moth's not good news for us either. Uh-oh. I mean, I guess I'm glad the first trigger... Oh, never mind. They could use it now. I thought they were at their second main phase. So I guess we take 3. Okay. I guess we just play the Scrounger. Yeah, it is a really good saga. I could play the Sling, but it feels like leaving up the Kunai isn't bad. We'll play the Sling. Oh yeah, I forgot they had both. 6 in the air. Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say we're not in great shape. I think I equipped the Sling to Heiko and attack. Yeah. We can play the Unstoppable Ogre from our graveyard. Obviously, we don't get the trigger, but... like, if they trade here and we get the Ogre, that's a pretty good deal, I think, overall. They probably just take 4, But that's still a fine deal, I mean, to get our ogre back here. It might be worth going after a samurai. Maybe kunai, get back the kunai, equip the kunai. Could have been better, but they don't have great blocks because of the kunai, which is kind of funny. Interesting. So I could just kill all 3 samurai here and let Heiko die and not get the ogre. If I use the kunai, all 3 samurai will be dead. Then we're looking at this. I actually also have Gravelighter, so I can thin out the board even more. Yeah, I can't do that, though, if I use the kunai. Is wiping out all 3 samurai worth it? Probably, I guess. Yep. The bad news is they're about to get this, although it's not very big right now, at least. Do I want a treasure here? I mean, it's not like I'm blocking this, so I think I do. And if I get a treasure, I can actually play my Gravelighter or the Ogre. Seems like Gravelighter, draw a card is probably better. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Ogre. I guess playing the Ogre and then playing the Gravelighter next turn might have been nice, but... yeah, kunai for the portrait. I could see that making sense. Alright, we're gonna go to 6. Luckily, big flyers are no longer on the menu after this turn. Just a big trampler. Well, you don't help very much. But I will play you. Putting the sling on our scrounger doesn't seem too bad. Okay. So, kind of have to block this, unfortunately for us. I guess we do it like that and hope they don't have a trick. I mean, that's where we have to be here. If they have a trick, we get blown out. Or a removal spell, we get blown out, but... this is the world we have to live in, unfortunately. Oh my god. That card is a lot better than I expected it to be. Like, having 1 in your green deck seems to be pretty beastly. Ooh, that's a pretty good draw. The bad news about it is we can't really use it to block the Tanuki and then sack things, because trample damage. So that's not good. But I think we do wait to do it until their turn, and we just have to block the Tanuki with enough stuff and hope we draw a bunch of good stuff. I mean, it's kind of what we're looking at. We're just in hope mode. Yeah. So. Oh, why do you gotta do that? Come on. Okay, block there. Chump that. And chump this. And then we're going to sacrifice 2 things that aren't blocking the Tanuki. Can I actually take the portrait down? Yeah. I can take 3 here, double block the portrait. Single block that. So this will trample over for 3. This will do 2. And we'll go to 1. That does mean I'm only sacking 1 thing, but I think that's probably okay. I guess I should have thrown the beetle in front of something. It doesn't make a difference, really. Yeah, I should have thrown the beetle in front of something, too. Sekenzen Smelter. Yeah. Alright, they got us. You know, we started this draft pretty badly, and we finished 5-3. That is... perfectly... Yeah, the beetle probably should have chumped something. That is a fact. Is this better than Dominaria? Right now, I think it's too early to say, but I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's in the conversation of as good as, almost as good as, or better than Dominaria.